my soul family, welcome to my spiritual counseling TV network. My name is Christy Ramirez and I'm your soul coach. In today's motivational speech, which happens every Monday for free on my YouTube channel, I also do therapy sessions every Tuesday, which is exclusive for members only. So if you want to become a member this year of my spiritual counseling TV network, you most definitely should. You can sign up right now at christyramirez.com/TV. And remember that every Monday you have your motivational speech, every Tuesday your therapy session, every Wednesday I do a Q&A with all your questions answered, and every Thursday I do a couples therapy talk show. I give you all the secrets, I give you all the knowledge that you need to attract your highest vibrational relationship. And then you also get a newsletter weekly. And these newsletters contain articles as well as updates. And those articles are psychology and research based. So you definitely don't want to miss out this year, because this is going to help us all to stay in alignment mentally, emotionally, physically, and even spiritually. And this is me basically giving therapy to the world and allowing all of us to have access to this kind of knowledge, not just for those who can afford a psychology session, which is probably like $300 an hour. I am here to let you know that we are all deserving of this help, and we all deserve to live a good life. So for today's motivational speech, I want to bring up the topic of how to overcome mental health hurdles, because I know that this is a lot what people are dealing with, and it can vary in different levels. It can look very different ways, but at the end of the day, we're all dealing with some sort of degree of a mental health issue. And the truth of the matter is that it's an illusion. That would be my number one tip and answer to how to overcome any mental health issues and hurdles in our life, because they're keeping us stagnant from moving forward and rising on our soul evolution. I would have to say that it's an illusion. It's an illusion that always stems from the mind. Hence, it's an ego thing. So if you want to overcome any mental health issues and jump over those hurdles, then you need to realize that they are a doing of the ego. So we need to be willing to let go of the ego and move into our higher self, which is a lot of what our soul journey is about. It's about transcending human distortions. And when we're able to do this, when we accept, first of all, that we need help, and then we're willing to put in those action steps that is required for us to make that transformation, only then will we be able to actually jump that hurdle and take that leap of faith. Which brings me to tip number 2, which is have compassion towards yourself, because we're all dealing with this, knowing that you're not in this alone. That would actually be my tip number 3, right? Seek support system. But let's move on to tip number 2. Have compassion towards yourself, because you're not perfect. You're a human, and we're all human, and we need to have more empathy, not just towards others, but also towards ourselves. And compassion also stems from self-love. So this is about giving ourselves the self-care that we need, so that at the end of the day, naturally, our mental health issues will dissolve. Because when we're spiritually aligned, it's practically impossible for any mental health issues to reside in our sacred temple. But when we are experiencing any mental health imbalances, that's a key sign that we actually need to spend more time in healing and inner health and wellness. So this is just a reminder to have compassion on yourself, not to rush yourself, not to pressure yourself, and not to judge yourself too harshly. Don't criticize, don't be your worst enemy, because usually that's what our mind does. So we need to be able to empower ourselves and see ourselves through true eyes of spirituality. And this is where compassion comes from, by bringing in more love into our life for ourselves, and at the same time, then we develop this empathy, which is emotional intelligence towards others. So it's a win-win situation. And I talk a lot more deeply about emotional intelligence in my new YouTube Soul Coaching program. So my tip number 3 is seek support systems, because realize that you're not in this alone. If you were just to talk about this with a close one, a friend, a family member, or a therapist like myself, you would realize that, first of all, it wasn't as bad as it seems once you verbalized it, right? Because a lot of the times when we keep it in our head, it feels like it's so much more bigger than it really is, and we make a big deal out of it more than what it really is. So this creates more inner turmoil unnecessarily. But when we actually verbalize it, sometimes we can be like, it sounds, how silly we sound, right? How silly we sound to not only be complaining about silly things, but how silly it sounds because other people can understand us, so you don't feel alone anymore. So again, this brings me to the point, share what you're feeling, seek the help if you need to. I am available for personal one-on-one soul coaching sessions because I know that people sometimes just need to talk. And at the most, that can truly make you realize that maybe you don't even need help, but at least you were able to be heard out, someone to listen to you, right? And that's what I'm here for, and what maybe a close friend of yours can be for you. And then the final tip for today, which would be, I lost count, would be tip number 4, would definitely be to be patient. Be patient with these hurdles because this is about surrendering to divine timing and to divine plan. When we let go of the reins of trying to control our life, it actually relieves us of the burden that we're putting up on our shoulders and on our back, and it's not necessary, because when you let go of control and let God take over, you realize that sometimes things turn out better than you could have ever imagined. And the way that you were trying to go about things wasn't the best way, and you were unnecessarily wasting your energy not only on trying to make it happen and forcing something that wasn't meant to happen, but you're also wasting those emotions and, again, your time. So we need to, again, let go and let God, because when we accept and go with the flow of life, life is going to be just so much more graceful. And this brings in more calmness and inner peace within, because there's nothing to worry about. There's no anxiety trying to rush us, trying to force something, and they're getting frustrated when it doesn't work out, right? So let it go and just let it be. If it's meant to be, it shall be. But if it's not, then there's usually a better way. So we need to let go and surrender. And that's my tip number 4 for today. And if I'm to give you an extra bonus tip for today on how to overcome mental hurdles, I would have to say, write about it. Have a journal. Have a journal and divulge your deepest emotions. Or you can also put them into creative projects, artistic ventures, because this is a way of expressing our emotions and actually transmuting it into something more beautiful. Maybe something that others can relate to as well and might inspire. So this is definitely something that you should really think about, having a journal this year. And I did something very special for all of you this year. I created a 2021 gratitude and spiritual guidance journal, which is going to help you, because it's more than just your regular journal. It's even more than just a gratitude journal. It's also a self-actualization journal about staying accountable to your goals that you set for yourself in your vision board that we did last week for the holiday office party, and really making these dreams come true and overcoming the mental hurdles that are going to show up in the meantime, along the way. And it's basically uncontrollable because life has its ups and downs. So this is about acceptance that we need to go through lessons, and we are going to be tested, of course, because that is how God works. He tests us just to make sure that we're ready, not to harm us, but only to make sure that we're ready and that we're strong enough for this success. So that, my friends, are my 5 top tips for how to overcome mental health hurdles. And if you want more personal one-on-one guidance, please book your session today at christyramirez.com/booking. And definitely check out the therapy sessions available exclusive for members at the Spiritual Counseling TV Network, plus all the other good educational exclusive content happening on a weekly and daily basis, because you also get your daily morning spiritual guidance. And of course, also check out my School of Light, where I teach classes, courses, and we also do spiritual book club discussions. I'm wishing you all an amazing and beautiful day. Thank you for listening to today's video and motivational speech. My name is Christy Ramirez, and I'm your soul coach. Have an amazing and beautiful soul journey. Namaste.